So the documentary McQueen is screening this week, and I seriously recommend you take a look at it. It's divided into tapes or chapters of Alexander McQueen's most well-known fashion collection. So we follow his story in chronological order, learning about where he was at in his life and what was going on in his mind through his shows. So McQueen is a little different to other haute couture designers. He embraced who he was rather than kind of creating a myth. He was an East Endon London lad who got himself an apprenticeship on Savile Row that would eventually lead to the role of creative director at Givenchy, and he rocked the fashion world with his theatrical and groundbreaking shows. He was a designer who wore his heart on his sleeve. It wasn't easy, but it would have been disingenuous for someone like McQueen not to share with his audience his dark thoughts and anguish, and unfortunately we all know how this story ends. So since McQueen's death in 2010, there's been a musical, 2 biographies, and I think that there is a feature film in production. And yet a documentary does seem a fitting way to celebrate this artist because he was so unique and vocal and prepared to speak his mind. It only seems fair that we allow him to speak for himself, which he does in this documentary. There's also a range of contributors from family, lovers, friends, and colleagues, people that have lived those years with him from the beginning of his career through to the end. And I don't imagine it was an easy process for them, but they are honest and they're frank about what was going on in McQueen's life and their relationship with him. And clearly, it still hurts. McQueen was a genius. He discussed issues and topics within his collections that no one else would dare to throw into the mix. Not being much of a haute couture girl myself, I don't pay a huge amount of interest to the fashion world. However, I found this documentary to be fascinating and revealing because McQueen challenged the status quo from the highest level. He made the industry more accountable and more relevant. Nominated for 2 BAFTAs, McQueen screens on Wednesday, April 24th on Rialto channel. Enjoy. See you next week.